Welcome again to the lecture series on satellite communication. In this lecture, we will see some problems related to the link budget. So, in this lecture, we are concentrating on the problems only. So, you will be able to understand some problems related to the link budget by the completion of this lecture. And the problem is given here. The satellite, which is at a distance of 40,000 kilometers from a point on the earth surface. So, the distance is given. So, the distance can be, we are taking as r, for example, r is equal to 40,000 kilometers. This is the distance between the satellite and the, or the we can take in between the this receiving antenna and the transmitting antenna. This is the distance between transmitting antenna and the receiving antenna, that is given by capital R is equal to 40,000 kilometers. So, it can be written as 4 into, this is 10 power 4, kilo means 10 power 3. So, we can write 4 into 10 power 7 kilometers, sorry, meters. 4 into 10 power 7 meters. This is the distance. Next, the satellite radiates a power of 10 watts. That means, the transmitted power we can take PT is equal to 10 watts from an antenna with a gain of 17 dB. They have mentioned this gain also, but in dB they have given. Okay. So, you need to understand the difference between the gain which is given in dB, which is not given in dB. So, based upon your formula, you need to change that one. So, gain of the transmitting antenna we can take as now GT is equal to 17 dB. So, here also without avoiding the, here I have written dB. To avoid the confusion, I have written GT in dB. If it is just to ratio, you have to represent here GT only. And these are the given things in the direction of observer, find the flux density at the receiving point and the power received by the earth station antenna at this point with an effective area of 10 meter square. Effective aperture area is also given, that is AE is equal to 10 meter square. These are the given things from the problem. This is the given data. We need to find two things. One is power flux density is how much, and second one is power received is how much. So, in the previous classes we have seen what is power flux density and what is received power PR, and we have taken this power flux density with respect to isotropic antenna and with respect to non-isotropic antenna. With respect to isotropic antenna, the formula for power flux density is given by Pt by 4 pi r square. When this GT is not given in the question, or in the question if it is mentioned that isotropic antenna, then this formula is applicable. That is just Pt by 4 pi r square is enough to calculate the power flux density. But here they have mentioned certain amount of gain is available for the antenna, transmitting antenna, and that is given by GT in dB is equal to 17 dB. That means, for non-isotropic antenna only we have to consider. So, the power flux density for non-isotropic antenna, what is the change we have considered in our previous class to write the power flux density? Pt GT we have to take. In the numerator we have to provide the new term, that is GT. For the isotropic antenna, the power flux density is given by simply Pt by 4 pi r square. But for non-isotropic antenna, the power flux density is given by Pt GT by 4 pi r square. Already we have discussed this one. But here the GT is unitless quantity. In this equation, GT is unitless quantity, but in the question they have given the gain of the transmitting antenna GT in dB they have given. So, we should not use this 17 in this formula directly. If you use, you will get the wrong answer. So, what we need to do? We need to convert this 17 dB into the gain of the transmitting antenna without units. Then whatever the value we are getting, that value we should use in this equation to get the power flux density. Okay. So, before substituting this one, compulsory we have to convert that 17 dB into the number without units. The gain of the transmitting antenna we should get without dB to use this formula. Okay. So, now I am taking this 17 dB, it is equal to GT in dB, that is equal to 10 logarithm of GT without units. I have mentioned clearly wherever GT is there, if it is in dB, I have to write here suffix is dB, decibels. If it is not in dB, simply I am writing GT. Wherever you are seeing GT, that is without units. If you see GT with suffix dB, by default that is in decibels only. So, this GT in decibels is equal to 17 dB, that is also equal to 10 logarithm of GT. So, here we need this GT without units. So, this is equal to 17. So, we can take 17 by 10 is equal to logarithm of GT, that is equal to GT is equal to, from the logarithm formula we can write 10 to the power of 1.7. This 17 by 10 is 1.7 and this GT is equal to, here logarithm base 10 is there. So, that this 10 to the power of 1.7 we will get for GT. This is without units. This has to be calculated. It is 1.7, 10 to the power of 1.7. It has to be calculated to use this formula, that is PT GT by 4 pi r square for the power flux density. So, power flux density, now I am calculating power flux density is equal to, I am substituting here the required values, those are PT GT by 4 pi r square. I am using the next slide for that one. Again the same statement I have given. So, now I am calculating here power flux density. I am writing the formula again, that is PT GT by 4 pi r square. It is equal to, PT means they have given 10 watts, GT means 10 to the power of 1.7 we got. You can calculate this value 10 to the power of 1.7 by 4 pi, pi means 3.14 you can write. R value actually they have given 40,000 kilometers and already we converted into like this meters, 10 into 4 into 10 to the power of 7 meters, but it is square. And if you calculate this one, something you will get, that is in watts per meter square. This is the power flux density. Then one more thing they have asked in the question after calculation of this power flux density, that is received power we have to calculate. So, already we have seen the procedure to get the received power for the non-isotropic antenna also in our previous class. That is, received power is equal to simply the multiplication of power flux density with effective aperture area. If you multiply these two, you will get the received power in watts. Okay. The calculation you need to perform this calculation, you will get here power flux density. Whatever the value you are getting for the power flux density, you need to multiply with the effective aperture area, that is given in the question as 10 meter square. Already our units are in meters only, so you can take simply 10. So the power flux density is to be multiplied with 10, then you will get the received power in watts you will get. So what did you observe from this problem? Doing this problem is somewhat difficult because the length is given, or the distance between the receiving antenna and the transmitting antenna is given very large, that is 40,000 kilometers. But the formula is this one, power flux density is equal to Pt Gt by 4 pi into r square. So calculating this r square, and that is in the denominator, all these things are somewhat difficult. So in order to make this problem easy, we need to convert into decibels. If you convert into decibels, the calculation is become somewhat easier as compared to this calculation. So we will perform that also, that is I am taking this power flux density formula. Power flux density is equal to Pt Gt by 4 pi r square. Without substituting the values, first you apply the logarithm multiplication with 10 to convert into dBs. Then what you will get, you observe. I am converting this as 10 logarithm of PFD, it is equal to 10 logarithm of Pt Gt by 4 pi r square. Simply applied 10 logarithm on both sides. Then I can write this left side one as PFD in dB is equal to 10 logarithm of Pt plus 10 logarithm of Gt minus 10 logarithm of 4 pi minus 20 logarithm of r. Instead of doing this calculation is better. So whenever this type of problems are coming in your end examination or in the competitive examinations, better to take dBs. And one more thing is, here Pt in our question they have given 10 only, simply the Pt is 10. Now you see how simple this problem. Pt is equal to 10, if you substitute, logarithm of 10 base 10 is 1, 1 into 10 is 10. So this will become 10 plus 10 logarithm of Gt. What is the meaning of this one? The Gt is in dB, this entire thing is giving the transmitting gain in dB. That value they have already given in the question only, that is 17 dB. So in place of 10 logarithm of Gt, you can write directly 17, because it is dB, in dB they have given. So in dB, what is the value? 10 logarithm of Gt is equal to 17 simply. But this Pt is not given in dB then. This Pt itself is 10, that Pt we have to substitute here, log 10 is 1, 1 into 10 is 10. So like this we are getting. So don't confuse in between this Pt is equal to 10 watts without dB they have given, and Gt in dB they have given. After that, you can remember this value, 10 logarithm of 4 pi is 11. Okay, 10 logarithm of 4 pi is 11. So because in the formula itself here 4 pi is there, you do several problems, always you will encounter this term, that is 10 logarithm of 4 pi. So that value you can remember, that is 11. Minus, how did I get here 20? Because here square is there and it is in the denominator, that's why minus. This 4 pi is in the denominator, that's why minus. Next, this 2 is multiplied with 10, that's why we are getting 20. So minus 20 logarithm of r. R is nothing but what? 40,000 kilometers, right in meters. that means 4 into 10 to the power of 7 meters. So, do the calculation for this one, that is enough to get the PFD, power flux density in dB. So, how simple you see here, now I am writing power flux density is equal to PT, they have given 10, log 10 base 10 is 1, 1 into 10 is 10. The power flux density, this transmitting gain already they have given in dB, that is 17. This minus 10 logarithm of 4 pi is 11, so minus 11. You need to perform the calculation for this one only, that is minus 20 logarithm of 4 into 10 to the power of 7. That is it. How simple it is, you see. Just you do the calculation for this one using calci, substitute here, you will get the power flux density in dBW per meter square. Because that is in dB, we have to write a dB in front of the watts per meter square. Okay. So, power flux density is over. Then, what is the formula for PR, received power generally? What did I use here? The power flux density should be multiplied with AE. If you apply logarithm in this position, I am writing here again, the received power is power flux density should be multiplied with AE. Okay. Then now apply the 10 logarithm, then this PR is converting into dBs, the power flux density is converting into dB, the multiplication is converted into addition by using the logarithms, that already we know. So, this will become plus AE in dB. You have calculated the power flux density in dB here, that means dBW per meter square, but simply I have given here like this. So, substitute here, get the apply and write down here plus AE in dB. How much AE they have given? 10 meter square, convert into dB, 10 logarithm of 10, that means you will get again 10 plus, just you need to write here 10. So, whatever the value you are getting, that is the received power in dBW. Okay. I am writing dBW because we converted into dBs. You see here how much simple calculation is there here. If you write, if you do the calculation in decibels. So, practice in decibels, you will get easy calculation and quick calculation you can able to do regarding this one. And here already I mentioned the answers, you can practice this question. Okay. Change some values and practice some more questions also. Now, next problem you see. The satellite in the above problem, whatever the problem we have done, consider that one. The satellite in above problem operates at a frequency of 11 gigahertz. In the previous problem I did not mention the frequency, but here frequency is given, that is 11 gigahertz. Whenever frequency is there, we can calculate wavelength. Okay, lambda. Lambda wavelength is equal to C by F. So, we will see the problem first. So, satellite operates at a frequency of 11 gigahertz. The receiving antenna has a gain of 52.3 dB. In the previous question, they mentioned only transmitting antenna gain. They did not talk about receiving antenna gain. But here they have mentioned this receiving antenna gain also, that is 52.3 dB. Find the received power at the earth station in dBW and dBm. It is common practice to quote the transmit power in dBW and received power in dBm. So, here the thing is, we need to calculate the received power. PR we have to calculate by considering this GR. Okay. So, PR we have to calculate in dBW, dBm. Okay, in different units we have to calculate. This is how much in dBW and this is how much in dBm. These two we have to calculate. In these two units we have to calculate, but same calculation. So, since they have told the satellite in the above problem, we will take the data from the above problem, that is R is 40,000 kilometers and PT is 10 watts and GT is 17 dB. R is 40,000 kilometers, that can be written as 4 into 10 to the power of 7 meters. And one more thing is GT, that is equal to 17 dB, and PT is 10 watts. These are the things given in the problem itself. We need to find received power in dBW and in dBm. So, I will tell about this dBW, dBm. First, we will do the problem. Okay. So, we have to calculate the received power based on this data. What formula we have to use? Already we know the corresponding formula to do this problem, that is PR is equal to PT GT GR by 4 pi r by lambda whole square. So, this is the received power formula in terms of transmitted power, gain of the transmitting antenna, gain of the receiving antenna, and entire denominator is representing the path loss. Already we know about that one. So, with this formula we can get the received power. In watts we will get that watts should be converted into dBW and dBm. So, before going to write from the previous problem only we have understood that instead of doing the calculation without dBs, doing the calculation in dB is easy calculation and quickly we can get the answer. So, I am converting into dB, the formula itself I am converting into decibels, then I will apply the values. So, I am writing now in dBs, 10 logarithm of PR I will write, then that is converted into PR in dB, dBW, it is equal to 10 logarithm of PT, otherwise I will write directly PT I will write PT in dB plus GT in dB. All the multiplications will be converted to additions by converting by using this decibels, that means logarithms. Next GR in dB, here PT in dBW, GR in dB and GT is in dB. Because this entire thing is in the denominator, by applying the logarithm that will come to the numerator with minus sign. So, minus, because here 2 is there, that will become 20 logarithm of 4 pi r by lambda. Actually 10 logarithm, but here power is 2, that 2 is multiplied with 10. So, you will get minus 20 logarithm of 4 pi r by lambda. So, to do this one, r is available, but lambda is not available. Lambda we have to find. What is lambda? Here I am writing lambda is C by F, where C is 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second by frequency they have mentioned as 11 gigahertz. Giga means 10 power 9. So, calculate that one, get the value of lambda in meters. Substitute that lambda value in meters, r value in meters, calculate this one, and this value already we know directly PT in dBW. How much PT they have given? 10 watts. By converting into decibels, that means 10 logarithm of 10 will become 10 only. GT they have given as 17, GR they have given in dBs only directly, that is 52.3 dBs, minus calculate this one, and calculate the entire value, whatever the value you are getting, that is the dBW. This is the received power in dBW. So, one part is over. We have to calculate the received power in both dBW and dBm. Now, we are going to calculate the power, received power in dBm also. Okay. So, how to calculate that one, you see. Actually, received power, first you think like this. For example, 90 some watts is there, watts. How to convert into dBW means, we have to take 10 logarithm, here we need to write power, okay. 10 logarithm of something is there na, here we have to write power. If you write that power in watts, you will get dBW. 10 logarithm of, if you write here watts, that means power, in milliwatts, you will get dBm. This is the logic you have to apply.